Hello and welcome back to the den. Time to continue working on the arms for this guy. There's a couple parts that I do want to highlight on this part of it that you will only see on, hi Sydney, on the real grade and the perfect grade levels of kits. Hey, Kinetic. But we'll get there in a second. I got a couple things to do here before we get to that point. So we got to get a couple pieces ready for the arms. See this, yeah. Let's not get out of order here. That could be bad. Yeah. There we go. So this is the arm. This is its left arm. And the part that I want to highlight here once I get there is actually going to be the hand here in a second. All right. There we go. Maybe. Oh, it helps if I have all the parts there, huh? Unfortunately, Sydney, I don't think there is. There we go. Now, this part slides into here. And that clips onto there. Oh, that's right. We need to open this up a little bit so it actually locks into place. There we go. So there's the arm. But the part that I really wanted to showcase was this. So this is the hand. And these are interesting because this runner, yes, music can definitely help when you need to ignore something. But this is an interesting sprue sheet or runner because this is one of those fancy things that Bandai has somehow perfected in these model kits. And I don't know all the details about how they do it. I would love to visit their assembly to see exactly how this is done. I know the idea is basically that you take two different types of plastic that heat and cool at different temperatures, so that you run one part of it and then you wait for it to cool enough, and then you do this, run the second plastic, because you end up with a part like this, where you have, let's see, molded in place plastic joints. So let's grab my video controls here real quick. And let's zoom in just a little bit on this. Hopefully I can keep it in focus. This is the hand. It is one of the neatest things about these, but it can also, when it comes to posing, be one of the biggest downfalls of these particular kits. But each one of these is run as a single, on a single injection mold, but the end process makes a completely flexible and posable part. But the problem that I have with these is that while you can do a lot with them, they do tend to pop apart really easily. And the downfall you have, yeah, I did cut myself a little bit earlier. Doing some prep work on some of the parts. But the more you work these fingers or any of these joints that are molded this way, the easier they become to work. But if you don't work them, I've actually broken parts if I didn't flex them enough before putting things together. Because on like your real grade kits, your entire legs, so it will, once you get it once you work all the parts a little bit, it'll bend easily. But like on your real grade kits, your entire leg or entire arms will be molded this way. And it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see that this, like this part here and this part here, are slightly different colors because they're different materials run in a single mold. And so that allows them to create multicolored parts that are flexible and are jointed and creates kind of an interesting little color contrast in the things, because, you know, real products aren't all a solid color. And it makes it easy to customize later on, but to help lock that little hinge here in place, you put, there's a plate that goes there, and then the back hand armor. And they are, it does look really neat, and it looks, you know, very much like a robotic hand, like what you would kind of expect to see. And it gives a lot of neat posing ability with them, but you just have to be kind of careful with them. And then that just uses that ball joint to pop in there. All right, zoom back out here. The shoulder joint slips through there like that. Now I am going to, before we move on to the next part, which is actually going to be the head, because we're actually getting really close to the end of this, I am going to do a little bit of sticker work on this one. Because I think these stickers are actually kind of neat that they include on these. So this is actually a transparent sticker that they print on. And they do actually a really good job on their printed stickers. So it looks really, really good. I'll zoom back in, I guess. And maybe move a little bit closer and focus in on it so that it looks like an actual, like it was actually done on the actual plastic itself. And they do these clear stickers on mainly just the perfect grades and the real grades. And the interesting thing is that, now I keep zooming out and zooming back in. Yeah, it's never fun dealing with other people's moods. And them telling you how you should be. But there's actually a fair amount of similarity between the stickers on both of them. Between the 1/100 and this larger perfect grade. And I find that these little fine point tweezers work really, really good for doing any of the sticker work on these. Yeah, that's what I need. I've always liked the stickers that they do for these because they add just that little bit extra layer to them, making them, I guess, a little more of a making them look a little more real world in a lot of ways. Almost like a actual piece of military equipment, because if you've ever looked at like the side of a fighter jet, or you know, things of that nature, they have these little decals and warning labels all over them for intake and all of that kind of stuff. It does have a guide in the back of the manual here. There's a full guide on what all stickers go where, as well as if you do want to paint the various parts of it, as well as the actual pilot figures, it gives you a full color guide. Now, this one's pretty much all in Japanese. The newer models, though, that have been produced since I think last year, or maybe the year before, have both Japanese and English in them. But I can tell you right now that pretty much all of these colors, they're all Tamiya colors. Because Tamiya makes pretty much most of the paints that are used for Japanese models. Woo! Now, most of these, you can't really read all of it. It's just kind of mostly designed to look like it has text by having little dashes and little breaks in it, so it looks like it's actual sentences. But there are some that do have actual printed text that can be read. For instance, this one that says caution, which, you know, you could, probably imagine, because that is the elbow joint. You can kind of probably imagine what would be there, caution, pinch point, or something like that, because they'll actually, on like military vehicles, they'll have actual like caution stickers like that, like on tanks and armored personnel carriers. They'll have markings like that around where the tracks run under the armor and things of that nature. I think it's just a neat little touch that they do on these that just makes them feel a bit more thought out. That did not stick. There we go. We should remove all caution labels. We could, but, you know, that's how people get sued nowadays. Plus, you know, you gotta sometimes wonder, you know, what events led to some of those warning labels. You know, things like the fact that a Husqvarna chainsaw says, do not stop with hands or groin. You know, little things like that. Because, I mean, you know there's got to be some kind of story to that one. Well, to be fair, Sydney, if somebody tried to stop a chainsaw with their groin, I don't think they would be procreating. Or a eunuch. Okay, this is almost done. There's not actually a whole... Considering the size of this sticker sheet, there's not really a lot of markings on this particular mobile suit. It's actually pretty clean. Do not catapult from basketball. I think you probably mean do not catapult from basketball hoop, but... Yep. Yeah, that would be... That's probably the case of one of those preemptive things. Because of what certain people have done with stuff like that. Okay. So both arms are now complete. Because, you know, people like to do weird things with their equipment. And I mean, you know, it's got a heavy weight at the bottom, as long as you fill it with sand. That's a kind of a key thing. You got to remember to fill it with sand, because those don't come full with weight. But you could potentially do a lot with one of those as far as making a medieval weapon. Okay. Now for the interesting part. This is the head. And this is probably going to be one of the more complicated pieces. Because there's a lot of moving parts to the head. Because of this transformation gimmick that it has. And it will be interesting to see exactly how it's implemented in this. In the smaller kit, it was a lot of part swapping. In this, I think they're actually doing it through actual movement, an actual mechanical movement, instead of just part swapping. You found out a lot of weird stuff today at work. Like what kind of stuff? 18. Oh, there they are. They're small pieces. That is, if you could talk about it. PCP is a pig tranquilizer? That is something I did not know. Yeah, PCP is it is a drug that was super common here in the US around the 80s. It made people think they were invincible and ignore pain. It was also a drug that was experimented with militaries to try and make them more combat effective. I don't remember because PCP is an acronym, and I don't remember what it actually stands for. But I know in the bigger cities, it was a major problem because officers would be dealing with suspects and they would be just putting lots of rounds in them and they wouldn't stop because they didn't feel it. And they wouldn't stop until a vital organ was hit. Kind of, I guess you could call it kind of a super painkiller. It basically amped people up and would basically kind of make them even more dangerous than they are. Okay. There's the chemical name. Okay. Thank you, Sydney. But it basically like makes it almost like a permanent, like a long-term, high-intensity adrenaline rush, so that your body kicks into fight or flight mode and doesn't really leave it like it normally would. I mean, there are stories of guys getting hopped up on PCP and jumping out of like 6-story windows and breaking their legs and trying to walk afterwards because they didn't feel it. All these are tiny parts that are going to be easily lost, which I think I might have just already lost one. There's one. Where's the other? I don't think it went off the table, did it? Oh, nope. Oh, that was close. It landed in my lap. There we go. Those are small parts. Probably the smallest parts I've dealt with. Small parts are very tricky. And this piece fits over top of all of that. Like this. Oh boy, I think there's more small parts coming up. Well, not as small. Thankfully. Oh, there they are. There it is. Okay. I am now even more intrigued because this has a lot more of this Psycho frame in it. So I'm wondering if there's a larger transformation to this than what is in the smaller kit. I mean, I would assume so. But does this... Oh, I see. There's a specific way it goes in. You know, if I paid attention to the shape of it, I'd be able to tell that. There we go. And then this fits into here. Oh, interesting. So they're little fins, because this is the top of the head. They're little fins that come out through the top. Interesting. Is that all the way in? Maybe. Interesting. That one doesn't want to stay in. There we go. Okay. So yeah, this is going to have a lot more to it than the smaller model, but I guess that should be expected. And oh, the first of the clear green parts. Because I guess that kind of technically downed your cold medicine, so you'll probably sleep through the stream. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, and I see it's actually calling out 2 stickers for this part. All right, Kinetic. That's fine. Shall I try and do my best Bob Ross impression to help you go to sleep? Now, what are the stickers that it's calling out here? If they're colored foil, there's probably no point in even putting them on there, is there? 6 and 7. Oh yeah, they're green foil stickers. Since this is already a transparent green color, I don't think I'm going to bother with the stickers. I actually like the look of these without them. Get him a bullhorn. I mean, I do have a soundboard that I could activate if I really wanted to and do an air horn sound for him. Other way, maybe? Oh no, there we go. Oh. Now for the this is kind of one of the neat parts of the transformation of the head. So I need off of this one here, this piece here. Yeah, in 8. This goes on this one. So. And then the opposite one in 9 goes on the other one. But on the opposite direction. That. And fits together like that. And this actually, I'll just kind of show this off real quick. So when it transforms, this actually splits open and becomes the traditional Gundam V-fin. Now the faceplate. And this is where it's actually calling out a few other stickers. Wow, I kind of said that like one of the YouTubers that I watch who does 3D printing, who gives away stickers to people all the time. The 3D printing nerd. And then the white. Yep, that's exactly why it's called Unicorn. And in the actual series that this is in, and they've actually done model kits of all 3, there are actually 3 different Unicorn mobile suits. There's the RX-0, which is this one. The RX-1 and the RX-2, I believe. And it's the Unicorn, the Banshee, and the Phoenix. And the Unicorn is white, the Banshee is black, and the Phoenix is gold. And they each have a different version of this, different shapes to it. Now, there is actually only one way. There was only one way for a while anyways. I don't know if Bandai's done it, to get the Phoenix version. And that was one of their exclusive kits, because it was actually mechy plated in a metallic gold, all the armor pieces. Oh boy, this is going to be fun, because this is where Bandai gets a little interesting with some of their stuff. I'm going to zoom in on this and see if I can get a good shot of it. Because you have 2 different options for stickers for the eyes. You can do just the green or this silver just the plain chrome. And I think I'm going to try and do just the plain chrome on the back side of it, if I can get the sticker off the sheet. Yeah, gold plated. It looked really cool. But it was not a cheap kit, especially considering it wasn't even one of their bigger kits. It was actually one of their smaller kits. It was only a 1/100 scale. Yeah, boy, this is going to be a difficult one to potentially get in place. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Okay, and now because that's a reflective foil on the back, it actually will bring out that green a little bit more even in regular light, since I don't have the lighting kit for it. And this piece goes here for the eyes. Maybe, if I can get it in place. Maybe. There we go. And this piece goes over top. Maybe. Supposedly. Or does it go... Oh, no, it goes behind, doesn't it? Well, it would, if I could get it to line up. Maybe? Maybe not. Nope, I'm trying to plug it into the wrong spot. That's why. Okay. And that piece locks it all together. And now you have more of the traditional Gundam face. Okay, now we've got another one of the green clear pieces, which calls for another one of those chrome stickers behind it. Will this one be any easier to place? I doubt it. Come on. Maybe if I take it like this and put this part in first, I can get it. Trying to put a sticker on complex curves is no easy task. Even if it's cut to the right shape. Got it. Finally. And oh, this is the face piece. So this is an interesting part because I assume I haven't actually watched all of Gundam Unicorn. I've watched little bits and pieces of it here and there. I keep meaning to sit down and watch the whole thing to find out more about this particular suit, because it's supposed to be like an experimental suit. Hence why it's the RX-0, because it's a prototype. No, you weren't supposed to pop over there. Oh, maybe it'll be easier if I do this then. There we go. Why do you not want to go in? There we go. So this piece actually fits in front for when it's in unicorn mode. And now there's a few pieces here. And the head will actually be pretty close to done. These are the side pieces. This is another piece it calls out next. Along with these guys here. So these are going to be the inner frame workings. And Kinetic, if you do fall asleep during the stream, don't feel too bad. You'd be amazed how many times I've done that. Because there are lots of streamers I watch, and they stream really late at night. Most of the time anyways. Or go for really long periods. Perfect example is Gerard Khalil, the completionist, because he likes to stream late at night, because since he got kind of what he considers his dream job of working now that with G4 since they came back. He usually doesn't do any of his personal streams until much later in the evening. You started over. Is it the same start over point, or did you start over again? And now these pieces. I do need to clean up those white parts a little bit more. Ah, New Game Plus, yep. The nice thing is, though, is you've got all your weapons and armor and everything that you had before, including the Blades of Chaos. Yeah, the enemies are more difficult starting out that way, but you're also better equipped to handle them. Which means you gain more experience for them, too. And what do I need to clean up on this one? Oh, just that little nub there, looks like. And then this piece fits on the back like this. Okay. The face and this piece. Yeah, that's kind of happened to me too. There were a bunch of chests that I thought I'd got pretty much all of them, and then I found that nope, there were a bunch that I missed. Ah, there we go. There it goes. Ah, so then this. Goes like this somehow. Oh, it's got to pop in. I need to hear that paching sound. There we go. That's the sound I wanted to hear. And this locks into that. Oops. Maybe. Supposedly. There we go. Oh, that's why that piece isn't staying on. I didn't trim it up. Not paying attention. Finally back at Brock. There we go. And it's starting to look more like the head. Now, this piece here goes in. Like that. Spreads apart. And this piece so we need to pull this forward, it looks like. Let's try that again. This piece just does not want to stay together. This would be one that I would potentially recommend gluing so that it doesn't fall apart on you. This will go here, maybe. It's supposed to go there. There we go. There we go, just like that. Huh. Then that folds in, down, folds out. Begin pushing this, pull it back to there. Maybe, there we go. Closes together. Fold the head down. That comes up over top. Okay. Yeah, that's all. That's very much very similar to the 1/100 kit. This is where it gets a little more interesting, though. Is these pieces. This is all mechanical. On this one, whereas you bring it like this, fold this down, open up the unicorn horn, start moving it forward. Oh, come on. There we go. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. Then rotate these around. This comes back down. And pop into place to be the actual unicorn head. Might have to flex these a little bit because they are a little bent. There we go. Just like that. That seems like a little bit of a somewhat loose connection. So, just one of those things you have to kind of be careful of, I guess, with it. And then that's the regular unicorn mode. Okay. And there are absolutely no markings on the head at all, which is interesting. But let's grab the rest of it here. Oh boy. I don't even know if this thing's going to be able to be fully visible. On the camera. There we go. Somewhat, anyways. Can't quite get maybe at an angle. Yeah, there we go. Thing's so big that even with the camera fully zoomed out, I can just barely fit it into frame diagonally. And that's not even fully done. I still have the backpack to do, as well as all the weapons. So, should be able to finish up all of that, though, in this stream, I hope. Because there's not a whole lot to those. So, I think, yeah, it's 8:20. I'd say let's take a quick break, about 10 minutes, grab drinks, snacks, whatever you need, as well as it'll give me a little bit of time to get things moved around so I have all of the runners that I need for those parts, and we'll continue on after that. All right, see you in a few.
Way. I have a secret hideout. I've got the fancy swords. I've got a bone to pick with all generic demon lords. Open a dictionary, turn it to mastermind. You'll see a picture of me with my other bros in line. I'll burn your village and I won't even look behind. I need not be kind.
You know why?
I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And just in case I didn't get my point across, I'm the boss
of a whole nother castle. Ain't no princess inside. Ain't nobody gonna come and find me. I got mad reptilian pride. If you wanna step in my kingdom, I get a real nice surprise. Ain't nobody see me coming, even if you got special eyes. Even if they gotta run up on me, I got tricks and traps and bait. If they got big plans for later, but that I'm your late. I got a personal private army made out of a bunch of mice and rabbits and foxes. Now isn't that so very nice?
Why must I sit here and explain how we're gonna take control?
Everyone who roll on me, get thrown upon the ground.
'Cause we don't mess around. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And just in case I didn't get my point across, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And just in case I didn't get my point across.
Will somebody put out that racket? If there's trouble, you're about to attract it. G-Cash, my moves is so practiced. Like a phantom, watch while I smash this. Fly honeys to my room like it's tragic. Don't make waves, silence is magic. There's a fever, I'ma damn well catch it. If there's a record, I'ma damn well scratch it.
Yo, check out my mad flows. Not this minion, gingerbread cornrows. Everyone here knows I'm the Nero. Stop 1, 2, 3, 4 hero.
Rolling, don't even need a step. I engineer beats like Emotep. Players run when they see me on a mic check. I got spike that'll make a dude's life wreck.
Hey ladies, I'm Seffy. Give me your digits, phone getting heavy. I'll pick it up, we can see where we start. I might just break your heart. Ain't never easy, being lazy, but I get by.
I'm in my elements when I make a baby cry.
If you ever try to cross me, there'll be hell to pay.
So stay out of my way.
You know what? Don't. 'Cause
I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And just in case I didn't get my point across, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And just in case I didn't get my point across, I'm the boss. the boss.
All right, let's get back to it. Time to start in on the backpack. And this is not going to be as complex as some of the other parts. Not a lot to this, honestly. A little bit of transformation. Not as much as some of the other parts. And then, once it's all done and on its stand, I'll probably pose it a little bit, take some pictures of it, and post them in various spots online. Probably Facebook. And definitely on Tips Discord. So that everybody can see the final product. That took, what, I think 4 streams to complete. Would have taken longer if I hadn't done some of the smaller building or the duplicate building off of stream. Wow, that seems really bright on camera. There we go. Oh, these should be the boosters that are in the backpack. One of these days, I will get a different camera for this, because this one, while serviceable, is not the best. These ones here. Whoop. Oop. That one broke. At least the part didn't, just the sprue. And then these guys here. Clean those up a little bit so they fit nicely. There we go. Nice satisfying click on those. Let you know they're on. And I need more of these bright colored pieces. One goes here and here. Oh, nope. More bright colored. Soon all of this bright will disappear. Once this is all together, these need to move out so that this can fit together. There we go. And now I need these little, well, they're not itty bitty, but they're small blue parts. With some oddly heavy undergating on them. I think I'm going to take a sanding stick to that. And then these fit in those little spots there. Where's the other one? There it is. Nearing the end of the actual main build. Well, that actually cut off quite nicely with the nippers that time. Then now all of that bright reddish pink color is going to all start disappearing under all of this blue. Oh, that's why. Okay. That's why. Boop. This has some undergating on it as well. There. And there. That's easy enough to clean up. Over there. I cannot hang on to anything. But as I've said pretty much every stream, that's nothing new. I'm always dropping stuff. Keys. Drop my keys at work all the time. Or pens. I like to drop pens when I go to try and write something. Oh, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself in steps. This actually needs to go here on this side. If I can get it to line up, there we go. There we go. And then this slides right in there, like so. There we go. And same on this side. This goes right in here. Once I get it lined up, there we go. And the other boosters go on. So I'll need these pieces here. There and there. And then these parts. They go in there. Just like that. Now, the big back piece. And then this one goes through that, because this is actually how it attaches. Make sure I'm not missing any steps, and I am not. Now it's just a matter of getting everything lined up. There we go. These little pieces here, so that one. And this one. More of the poly, among the last of the polycaps to go in this kit. Ooh, that's going to be a heavy piece of undergate to cut off, as is this one. Yep. There and there. Okay. Now to make sure I don't mess this up. Oh, actually, I have the perfect tool for this. Bamboo skewers like this are amazing for model building and for painting. You can use them to hold parts for painting, as well as little tools to move things around. They work really, really well. Now, where did I put that runner? Ah, there it is. Ooh, last piece of this runner, which means this can now go away. And this clips around that, rotates this way, and then this piece goes over top of that. Looks like. Yep. So that fits over this piece like so. There we go. And then we'll have some part in the transformation. Probably just opens up a little bit, would be my guess. So this then goes on here. Some nice satisfying clicks there too. Yep, that just opens up like that. Okay. And these open. You pull down on this, that extends those out. Okay. There's still a couple pieces left on here to put on. The last of the little blue pieces. And that is another empty runner. Getting more and more common as we finish this up. And then this will proudly go on display with the rest of my Gundams. Maybe someday I can get the lighting kit for it and then tear it all apart. Well, not completely apart, but tear it all apart to put that in. Because I'll have to put that in, I will have to take certain things apart. Now, for the last little bit of this, I need these guys here, which are the beam saber handles. It's close quarters melee weapons. Any good fighter needs a good set of melee weapons to have on hand. Because, I mean, what if you run out of ammo? What if they're too close? You gotta have some way to fight back. Not that a sword would be all that great for true close quarters combat. It still has kind of a minimum range requirement as well. But still, you always need a backup. And potentially a backup for your backup. Which this thing has backups in a lot of different ways. There we go. And there's two of these. Because these are actually held, this one's held, how these are held in here. Which I think is actually kind of a neat little system that they did on this one. Did I clip off the right one? No, I did not. I did not clip off the right ones because I wasn't paying attention to the full numbers. I clipped off one of the right ones, just not both of them. That goes together just like that. Okay. But I do need those for this part, which is perfect. So I don't have to worry about losing any parts in between steps. These, a little bit of cleanup there, or those aren't going to fit together properly. There we go. Just like that. Oh, nope. Still a little bit that I missed. Now it should fit. These fit into these. These pop into here, because these flip up and rotate around, because that is where these fit. However, I need to rotate them. Nope. Ooh, that potentially might be another piece to look at potentially gluing. Because that's not quite the way those should fit. There we go. And they're just kind of compact into the backpack. And that goes on here and locks onto the back. Boy, this thing's heavy. This is a lot of plastic. Okay. Well, that is all the main parts. Now it's for the simple stuff. Well, more simple, I guess. Which is the weapons. Which are simple yet not simple, because they have some gimmicks to them as well. Even on the smaller model, this had these similar gimmicks. which are kind of interesting. Okay, where's that runner? There it is. There it is. That. And there should be a little handle on here. Yep, right there. Even though it's actually two parts to this handle. A little bit of cleanup before these will actually fit together. There we go. That sandwiches together. And then clips onto this. These pop together. Meeting with Freya. First meeting with her. At least story-wise, storyline goes. There are definitely considerably more parts to this than in the smaller kit. But I suppose that is kind of to be expected. I will say I really loved the introduction of Freya in that game. I think it was really, really well done. You know, it seems like would take, I can see how, you would have thought you would have been there by now, but it honestly takes quite a bit to get to that point in the game. Also need this guy here. And all the muzzle pieces. Yeah, they really didn't, you know, play off that she was a god, and you don't find that out until much later. Which I really liked, because she's just a witch until that point. And it worked really well with the story and how they crafted it. Oh, I also forgot another piece. That's okay. Got this piece here. Yeah, I can imagine with the more difficult enemies, it makes it a little harder to get to those points. Oh, they keyed it this time, so that you can't put it on the wrong way. That's actually kind of nice. Yes, but that's because the head has a big mouth. And talks a lot more than he probably should. Okay, now I have the choice. I could put the green sticker on this if I wanted to. I think I'm going to grab the little cover piece and I'm going to see how it looks and what I think of it. And then decide if I want to put the sticker on it or not. Yes, he does have a big mouth, but he was, oddly enough, his inclusion in the game, Mimir's inclusion in the game in that form was also kind of interesting because he gives you a lot of backstory. I like the little bit of clear in there better than the green, honestly. I want to see something. These are metallic green, but are they completely metallic green or are they are they green on the back side? No, they're silver. Okay. Yeah. How easily can I fit that on there? Well, I can always put it on there, and then if I decide to paint it or something. Yeah, I really liked listening to his stories. That doesn't look too bad. I don't know how well I can. So maybe I'll do that and maybe eventually I'll take all that apart and decide to... I've got a metal flake green paint that might work really well if I tape it off and spray airbrush it on the inside of it. Yeah, I liked just kind of paddling around. There were times when I just kind of wanted to sit in the boat and listen to him tell stories. There's an idea. Not for stream, but maybe just little one-off YouTube videos. Get in the boat and just capture a bunch of stuff with Mimir in the boat telling his stories and just call it Story Time with Mimir. Do one video per story. Be part of YouTube's short form story stuff. Short form videos, since they've been doing more of that kind of stuff, trying to compete with TikTok. Or if I start doing actual more YouTube content, game related, do them as interludes. Because most of them aren't very long. Right there's where that goes. Yes, my watch went off. It's telling me that it's close to bedtime. And one more piece off of this part. Well, there'll actually be more than that, but because I need at least one of these for now. some of these. Because this is actually the ammo of this gun. Kind of an odd little thing. Yeah, ours go off around the same time. These all just fit together just like this. And like so. They just stack together kind of like Legos. Yours went off, then you heard mine. Yeah. Normally I silence my watch and my phone during these, but I forgot to today. And this piece, helps if I have the other one. Yep, it happens. At least I didn't get a phone call in the middle of it. Or a text. Actually, I got texts during it. Nothing important, but I did actually get a text during the stream. Oop. And I almost forgot to put this back piece on. Like that. And this slips through here and clicks into place there. And then that all locks together like that, making the actual full rifle. You thought it was yours. Nope, it was mine. Well, I mean, it could have been yours if both of ours went off at the same time. The interesting thing about this rifle is in the actual show, the way this thing works is every time this, yep, like our watches, is every time he fires this, it actually takes this part, kicks up, pulling this top entire case out, sending it out, and rotating and moving this up every time, which I thought was kind of an interesting way of doing that. Seems a bit overcomplicated, but I mean, it's supposed to be a high power energy weapon, so. I suppose it kind of makes sense. And there are a bunch of stickers that go on those, but I'm not going to worry about those right now. I'm also not going to worry about the other thing. I'm going to do the other part of this that I really, really like that has a little bit more of the transformation gimmick. And we're going to move to some defensive stuff with the shield. Which shows are you talking about, Sid? Oh, Gundam. They used to have a bunch on Netflix. I don't know if they still do. I know they've got some on Hulu. And then there's also Crunchyroll that has a bunch of them as well. The one thing to keep in mind is some of them are very old. So the animation isn't always that impressive. Considering the original Mobile Suit Gundam came out in the 80s, I believe. You know, the models are really fun. I really enjoyed them. And I like some of the shows, as I've said on some of the other streams. The Iron-Blooded Orphans has by far been one of my favorite ones. And some of the other people have been on. You've seen some of the ones that they've seen or got introduced to, like Wing Gundam and Gundam Seed. I'm going to finish up with this part, the shield, and then we're going to call it a night. So I need these two pieces here. There's a lot of stuff to trim off of these ones. Yeah, you know, it happens a lot. Especially when you've had long days at work. We're actually going to do this part a little differently. So I was having trouble getting in there with my nippers. There we go. Yep, they're almost through this. There we go. That's nice and cleaned up. Just like that. Yeah. Now the outer pieces that go on those. Oh, and I bet you these are going to be undergated. Oh, no, they're not. They are not undergated. That's a little bit of a surprise. Just a little bit of flashing to clean up there. Just a little bit. Yeah, rest and relaxation. That would be definitely a very important thing. Oh, I hate when these pieces do this. Need to clean that up just a little bit so it'll fit in there properly. There we go. Well, that one's still not wanting to fit in there quite. There we go. Yeah, in the mountains would be nice. There we go. That all fits together nicely. And this is a little long bar that runs on the back. And we'll need this piece. Almost a mile, huh? These need to sandwich together, I believe. Yeah, because this is the smaller one. So it goes like that. That is an accomplishment. It's not easy to walk a mile. And this piece, and the big piece here. Ah. There we go. And that goes on there like so. No undergating? No undergating. And this fits on here. Make sure that's all snapped in. Looks like it is. And this actually slides down a little bit. And those come out like that. I thought that opened further. There we go. That's how far it should open. This should be the last little bit on this, and then we'll call it a night for this stream. So this should be the final parts for the little handle piece of the shield. And then I think that'll probably be all I'll do on stream for this build, because there's really not that much left. Mostly just small little cleanup stuff, little bit of couple weapons, and then I'll probably just do kind of a do some Did I pull off the right one? I did. Okay. And then I'll probably just do no, that's not. Is that the right one? I think I may have confused a piece. No, that is the. Oh, I get it. I think. So one like this. And one like this. Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. It's actually kind of a pinkish red, honestly. It's actually a pretty common color. Oop. In the Gundam world. Yeah, it does look really bright pink on the camera. I put this on the wrong side. There we go. And that is probably because of the color intensity that I have set on the camera. Because if I change the color intensity, this green, this looks like a really, really dark green right now. It actually ends up looking like almost a black if I don't have the color intensity up as high as it is. There's that. Then this slips on top of this. It's also a thinner plastic, so that kind of affects the color too. But now, this little piece here, the arms have these slots on either side that just plugs into, so that then the shield sits on the arm. And I thought, unless they changed it on this one, that there was a way to attach it to the back as well, if you didn't want it hanging on the arm. But they may have changed that on this model. Yeah, but it looks like they did, which actually makes sense because it wouldn't fit very well on the stand. But I think with that, will be the end of my build series on this. However, I will finish the last little bit of other small stuff I have to do for this kit off stream, such as there's a few stickers that go on this shield. There's some stickers that go on the backpack, all the weapons. And then I will take some pictures of it, get them posted on Tips Discord in the in real life section, as well as I will take and upload probably some of the pictures to my Tribal Wolf TV, I believe is what it's still under, on Facebook, as well as I plan on doing a separate non-live streamed video kind of going over some of the details of this kit now that it's built, to post on my actual YouTube channel at Tribal Wolf TV. So there will be a little bit more content on this, just not on the live streams. And with that, I hope everybody has a wonderful night. And Tuesday's stream, I may not be streaming on Tuesday. I don't know. Some stuff has changed with my schedule next week due to some stuff that's going on with one of my other coworkers. We'll have to see. It all depends on what I have to do to kind of work around some schedule stuff. So may or may not see everybody next week on Tuesday. But regardless, have a wonderful night, have a wonderful week, and a great weekend. And I will see you in the next stream.
Ready to break the scales. Got that fire. Bring it back real quick. Back with the fury, power in the air. I found yourself in a dungeon lair. Ain't no way to be prepared, so shake that scary derriere. Going hard on the mushroom tip, going large on the turtle grip. Spin around and your shell get flipped. Mess around and your wig gets split. Back it up right here, and get that tail in gear. I want that buccaneer, gonna let it get a new career. I'll put you in a trance, my game is so advanced. This floor don't stand a chance when I unleash this dance. Claws up, knees bent, tail straight, bill spent, eyes wide, shell unlocked, that's the way we rock. Clowns road, bridge burn, sand slide, club turn, shots fired, plans made, cause that's the way we do the raid. That's the way the game is played. No one's coming to your aid. Never let the music fade. That's the way we do the raid. I'm breathing fire. That's the way we do the raid. Ain't getting tired. That's the way we do the raid. Just call me sire. That's the way we do the. That's the way we do the. That's the way we do the raid. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't gonna be denied. Swing your arms from side to side. One leg up, fist to the north. Blow up like a rocket at the fourth. Next up, ain't no hassle. Like a shorty in another damn castle. But since we're here right now, I can show you how. 5 balls, 5 dudes, red hair, attitude, henchmen, pockets full. That's the way we roll. Back crack, pot spill, jaw slack, sharp grill, world mode, options weighed. Cause that's the way we do the raid. That's the way the game is played. No one's coming to your aid. Never let the music fade. That's the way we do the raid. Whoa. That's the way we do the raid. Whoa. That's the way we do the raid. Whoa. That's the way we do the. That's the way we do the. That's the way we do the raid. That's the way the game is played. No one's coming to your aid. I love being bad. Never let the music fade. I hate even mad. That's the way we do the raid. I'm crushing it flat. That's the way we do the raid. I'm dressed as a cat. That's the way we do the raid. What do you think of that? That's the way we